Hello, in this lab, we'll be seeing what is meant by VPC peering and we'll be connecting two VPC in an AWS region. So first see what is VPC peering and what is this VPC. So VPC is virtual private cloud. What is virtual private cloud? It is a private network isolated from other private network in an AWS. Means we can say that it is a private network consisting of subnets, internet gateway, EC2 substance, EC2 instances, and route table. Means all these things are present in this private network, so isolated from other private network. Means US East 1, there are many VPCs present in US East 1 region and US East 2 region. So it is a private network isolated from other private network in AWS. Means it is not accessible by this network or this network. So by default, no connection is there. No connection is present between two VPC. Means this VPC cannot communicate with this VPC. So the purpose of VPC peering is to establish connection between two VPCs so that they can share resources or can communicate with each other. So that's written in next line also, that VPC peering establish route between two or more VPC in same region or even in different AWS region. Means in US East 1 region there can be two VPC present, three VPC present. Similarly in AWS 2 region there can be multiple VPC present. So to communicate, so to establish route between these two VPCs, we will use VPC peering. So why we use VPC peering? So what advantage we get after establishing a route between two VPC? So it allow traffic to route between VPC private using IPv4 and IPv6 addresses. Means we can use IPv4 and IPv6 CIDR range of both VPC to establish route and to traffic route between these two VPC privately. So we can see that there are many VPC present. So these can be used to traffic route between these these three VPC using VPC peering connection. And once VPC peering is established, all identities, that is subnets, EC2 instances, can communicate with one another as they are on the same network. So this instance can communicate with this instance in VPC2 region and and they can communicate with each other as they are present on the same network. It means they are communicating as this subnet is present in this VPC or in the same region. So there is no difference. If we pair a connection, they can access the resources uh, ultimately. So now coming to our lab perspective. So in this lab, we will be connecting to VPC, that is marketing VPC and sales VPC, present in US East 1 region. Means both the VPCs are present in one region, but we can also do the same if the VPCs are present in two region. So we will be setting a VPC peering connection between these two VPCs having their CIDR range given and public subnets one. So first we'll set up a VPC peer connection between two VPC by mentioning the two VPC name, that is marketing VPC and sale VPC. And next we will setting the route table of both the VPC, that is public route table and private route table of both the VPC. And in public route table and private route table of marketing VPC, we will be mentioning the CID destination of sales VPC, that is in the route table of marketing VPC, we'll be mentioning the destination as sales VPC and target as peering connection. And in the public and private route table of sales VPC, uh, we will be mentioning a destination as marketing VPC and marketing VPC and target as VPC peering connection. So we will be seeing what is difference between destination and target. That is, destination is the location to where we can communicate, and target is the source through which we can communicate. We will be seeing in this video. So now we have perspective that first we will be setting a VPC peering connection to communicate, then setting up route table so that a VPC peering connection can be established. So before all that, first we try to ping the IP of the second VPC, that is sales VPC, and we get to know that this VPC, this IP is on open port. That is, it is getting access to all the traffic. That is allowing all traffic. So it is not secure. That is, first of all, we have to close all the ports that is allowing traffic to the public IP of this VPC, that is sales VPC. So if we can also see that if we click on public 2 of this VPC, then we can see that 104, allowing all SCMP packages from all sources. So we change this source to our this VPC, means marketing VPC. So we have changed the CIDR range source CIDR range of source from 0.0000 to CIDR range of marketing VPC, so that mm, only packets from marketing VPC can be accessed. So first we change the inbound rule from allowing all traffic to allow traffic to only cover CIDR range in our VPC by changing source to this. That we have seen. Now, if we ping public IP or private IP, then we cannot get any response. So we are ready to peer setup. So we then set up our VPC. That is our first step. This one, to set up our VPC, to make a VPC peer connection. So here we mention marketing VPC as requester, and then acceptor we mention sales VPC. Then a request will be generated and we have to accept the request. So to accept the request, we will be clicking on the VPC peering connection and click on actions and accept the request. Here we can see accept request. So accept will be requested. So our VPC peering connection is set up. So if even if we try to ping the private IP of sales VPC, then again not responding, because we have set up the VPC peering connection, but doesn't set up the routing. That is, VPC peering control the traffic between two VPC, but here it doesn't know how to route traffic. Means VPC peering connection is set up, but he doesn't know where to send the data. It is only the link. VPC peering is the link. Here we can also see that VPC peering is only the link. Link is set up, but it doesn't know who is the source, who is the destination. So now we go to the route table, and in public and private route table, that is of marketing VPC, will give destination as sales VPC and target as VPC peering. And in public and private route table 2, that is sales VPC, we will give destination as marketing VPC and target as VPC peering. Now we will see what is difference between destination and target. Destination is range of IP address where you want to go. Means where we have to go from marketing VPC, we have to go to sales VPC, so that we can get all the instances from there. And target is the gateway or connection through which we have to send our destination traffic. That's why we can see here that in public subnet one, that is in marketing VPC, we will be mentioning sales VPC, destination as sales VPC, because we have to go to sales VPC, and target as VPC peering connection, because this is the connection through which we have to go to sales VPC. So destiny target is the connection through which we have to send traffic. So we have set up the public and private route table as the mentioned. That is in marketing VPC, we give destination as sales VPC and target as VPC peering. And in sales VPC, we give destination as marketing VPC. Now this is the configuration. That is in destination, we have to give the CIDR range of other VPC, and in target we have to mention the VPC peering connection we have created. And now if we try to ping the IP addresses, then it is responded. That is private IP of this is responding. So it is the same as in the instruction. That is, first we secure the EC2 instance as all the traffic is accepted on the CIDR range of the VPC. So first we accept traffic only from the CIDR range of the other VPC. Then we create VPC peering connection, and then we configure routing as then if we try to ping, then we get the VPC peering connection. So this is all for the lab. That is, we have to set up a VPC peering connection, so that to allow traffic between VPC privately, and VPC peering connection is established to so that all the identities, that is subnets, EC2 instances, can communicate with one another as they are on the same network. So that's all for the lab. Thank you.